Yo, what up, YouTube? It's Ra. And let me holler at you real quick. It's time for you to finish what you started. It's time for you to carry out the mission. It's time for you to do what you set to do. It's time for you to be true to yourself, live your truth, and follow through, follow suit. Understand that you have all these unfinished projects, all these unsaved drafts waiting on you to finish them, just sitting there collecting dust. These half-baked projects that are cold in the middle because you didn't finish them because the going got tough. I understand it's hard. I understand it's not easy, but you're only building resentment and strife within yourself because you had all this passion for this project and you left it there because it got hard. And now you're thinking, I can't finish anything. I can't stand firm. I can't stand true. I can't stay in tune and actually get done where I set to. It's one thing to lie to someone else, but it's another thing to lie to yourself because no one knows you like you do. And you need to carry out the mission. I know it seems bleak. I know it feels like it's so cold. If you feel like you're so alone, you feel like you can't do it, but it's only because this is your season. There's always a build-up. Before you get to the next trial, before you get to the next challenge, there's a rebuilding period. There's a point where you're in the middle. You're not bad, you're not good, you're in the middle because you're rebuilding and starting a new process. And sometimes that season can feel so lonely. It can feel so sad. It can feel like there's no one there to back you up. But that's okay because you're building character. You're building strength. You're building reinforcements. You're building a way to stand tall and stand firm. You're building resilience. That's what you're doing. Finish what you started and carry out the mission. Finish what you started and carry out the mission. Don't leave. Don't pull out. Don't fall. No fall back. Don't retreat because you've done that before. There are certain times where you do have to retreat, but this is the one. Because you're retreated every time. You fall back every time. This isn't your time to retreat. This is your time to stand firm and finish the mission. Sometimes it's going to be cold. Sometimes the season isn't going to be what you want, what you like. Sometimes you're going to have to do things you need to do, and you're not going to be able to do the things you want to do. You might miss out on things. You might miss out on fun times. You might not be able to be the life of the party no more because you're serious, you're focused, and you're driven. You're not letting your fear drive you. You're not letting your traumas drive you. You're driving you because you need to get it done. That's what it is. And even if you are in pain, you're taking your pain and turning it into power. You're taking your trauma, turning it into power. The things that happen to you are not your identity, but you need to start what you finish. Don't run. In certain instances, like you say, like I said before, sometimes you do need to run away from certain situations, certain people before you get into them. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about running from the things you need to do, running from the challenge, running from the trial. That's not something you want to run from because that's building character. And you want to finish that project because you were so passionate about it. You had glee in your eye. You had bliss in your eye. You wanted to do it. You started something and you set out doing it. And you were so happy about it. And this is your big break. And you told everybody that this is the one, y'all. I got it this time. And you didn't do it. And now you're afraid to show your face because you told everybody and anyone who would listen that you was going to do it this time, that this was your time. And you didn't. It's that shame, that guilt that's been weighing on you. And you've been feeling it for so long and it's all you know. And you're starting to think, do I deserve to win? Can I win? Is it even possible for me? These thoughts of self-doubt are creeping on you and they're weighing you down. But you need to break the shackles. The change you are in, the cell that you are in, the pit that you are in, you put yourself in. And it's all you have to do is walk throughout the door. The key is literally on the table. The key is on your nightstand. All you need to do is pick it up, unlock the door, and walk through it. And you're free. Finish what you started. Carry out the mission. A lot of times things start going good and we get so happy that we forget that we still have more work to do. Because we haven't had this much happiness. We haven't felt this way in a long time. So we get happy, we get complacent, we think, well, I'm better than where I'm at, so it's good. But no, it's not good. Yes, it's good you're making progress. Yes, it's good that you're doing better. But understand that we shouldn't take just good enough. We shouldn't take just good enough. We shouldn't take, oh, we're barely rising above. We deserve better than that. The people that you look up to, they didn't take the bare minimum. We shouldn't accept that. You're not uppity or sedity or you're doing too much just because you have higher standards and you want better for yourself. That's why you need to finish what you started, and that's why you need to carry out the mission. It's important. It's important because you have an act to follow. You have a reputation to live up to. People perceive you a certain way. And when you are just making something in the sake of making something, or are you just starting building something and just leaving it there, people look at you a certain way. But it's not even about them, it's about you. Think of it this way. Imagine someone build a building or build a house. The plumbing don't work, nothing works. The water ain't working. Maybe there's an elevator in the building, but it never works. You gotta take the stairs every time. You'd be upset if there's an elevator in your hotel room or elevator in your building that you work at and it never works and no one ever bothers fixing it. And someone's like, oh yeah, that's just the way it is. What do you mean that's just the way it is? So we're accepting less? You're giving me less than the bare minimum. Now we're accepting less than the bare minimum. That's even worse. Because someone didn't bother to fix it. And your repairman or your landlord isn't going to call him to fix it. Imagine there was something wrong in your house or apartment and you told your repairman or landlord and they're like, oh yeah, we'll see. What do you mean we'll see? I'm paying you. You paying bills. I'm paying you, so there should be someone fixing the plumbing, fixing if the sink ain't working. Someone should be able to come out and do something about that. But you're just going to be like, oh, okay. And you're going to continue living there? No, you wouldn't do that. You would file a complaint or something. You would go about doing something to get that fixed, to get that resolved. The same way you should be applying that to your life. The same way you should be applying that to your circle. The same way you should be applying that to the work you do and the things that you want to do. Understand that you need to carry out the mission. And you'll feel so much better when you do. You'll be proud of yourself. You'll know that you left it all on the floor. You know that you actually did what you said you was going to do. You lived up to who you are and what you said you are. It's one thing to say something, but it's one thing to do something too, to follow it up. You put a lot of pressure on yourself. What if I can't do it again? If you did it once, that already proves that you can do it again. That you won't be able to do it again if you allow that self-doubt to creep on you and win. You won't be able to do it again if you live in the success of yesterday and don't focus on what you need to do today. Finish what you started. Carry out the mission. That's what it's all about. Maybe you have all these things that you want to do, but you need to hone in on one mission to the next, one trial to the next, one challenge to the next. All these half-baked projects, all these, unsaved drafts that are just sitting there collecting dust. If you're not going to do anything with them, they don't need to be there. Maybe you need to start fresh. Maybe you need to clear your browser. Maybe you need to, just hone in your craft and focus on one thing at a time. You're being dragged through opposite ends and you can't focus. You're not going to be able to focus if you're being dragged left to right, vertical, horizontal, up and down. You're focusing on one thing, trying to perfect more than one thing at once. You're not present. You're not living in the moment. You're not really there. You say you're there, but you're not really there. And that's where you slip up. That's where you make mistakes. Because you're not focused on the mission. You're trying to do this, that, and everywhere. While trying to maintain relationships or create new ones. You can't. You have to bail on yourself. It has to be all on you. Finish what you started. Carry out the mission. That's what it's all about. And whatever it is, face it head on. Understand that things might not always be to your liking when you're approaching a new season. It might be cold. It might be too cold. It might be too hot. You're going to have to adapt to certain situations. You can't choose your season. You can't choose the journey. Sometimes the journey selects you. Sometimes you're going to be driving along the road and there's going to be a detour and you can't take that road and you're going to have to take the long way and it might reroute your journey to somewhere else. You can't get mad at that point. You don't have to, you can not like it, but it's either take the detour or stand still. Take the detour or stand still. Or go back to the way you were. And I know that's not something that you want to do. Because who you were wasn't getting it done. Who you used to be, you weren't happy with that. Who you used to be wasn't strong enough to carry out the mission, wasn't strong enough to finish what you started. But the person that you used to be brought you here. Don't be mad at who you used to be because you didn't have all the materials. You didn't have all the knowledge that you had then. Now you do. You can't be angry who you used to be. You can't be angry that you used to be ignorant at one point in time, that you didn't know something. All you can focus on is that you know now. All you can focus on is that you're better now. And that's all that matters. Finish what you started. Carry out the mission. Don't fall back. Don't retreat. You don't want to. You're better than that. Not because of pride. Not because of ego. Because you have high standards for yourself and you expect better for yourself. There's nothing wrong with having high standards. You don't need to be humble. It's not even about that. It's not about having an ego. It's not about that you're better than anyone else. It's about the same thing that you expect for other people, you expect for yourself. You say what you mean, and you mean what you say. Finish what you started. Carry out the mission. It's time to get it done. No more backsliding. No more self-sabotage. No more self-doubt. No more self-harm. No more self-punishing. No more backtracking. No more getting down on yourself. No more putting yourself down. And no more settling for less. But hey, it's Ra. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Holla at your boy. We here every day. Love always wins. And you got this, homie. It's already yours.